I found among the many videos on YouTube that claim you can make money quickly and easily, this video in English where someone said they had made $7,500 in just 3 days selling PDFs with Nano Banana. These kinds of thumbnails have a high percentage of clickbait and end up being just smoke and mirrors. So I decided to write to Xenia, one of my assistants, to have her take a look. Xenia records her process for me.
The person says that,
but I'm going to try to summarize as much as possible for you.
Let's look at the steps to follow.
Hold on a moment. In the video, it shows some analytics, but where are these analytics from? Let's go back, and that way we'll find the detail. If we zoom in, I see that the link is from gumroad.com. 127 sales, that is, at 59 euros per sale. A PDF, that's a bit expensive, isn't it? All right, let's continue.
Step number 1. Generate the book with the help of Nano Banana and create the entire book there, including images and text, in just minutes. For this, you have to go to the Gemini page, open it and copy this prompt. The prompt that appears on screen is in English, but in the description it shows this one.
The instructions are simple. With a prompt in Nano Banana from Gemini, it should create the book for us, meaning both images and text. While Xenia does her work, this video, besides showing you the process and the unfiltered reality, at the end I will detail all the time and expenses involved in doing this job. And whether it worked or not, of course, and I'll give a verdict on what this YouTuber offers.
It started making mistakes in the text. Another thing I didn't want was for page 1, page 2 to be written so large, since I didn't think it looked very nice. The illustrations weren't bad, but the font was so tiny that it wasn't suitable for children aged 3 to 6. However, I had already used up the free credits on that account and hadn't even reached 10 pages. So I switched accounts and asked it to give me the pages again.
Also, AI has improved a lot since then.
I told it not to write page 1, page 2, etc. on them. I asked that each page have a rounded large line of text suitable for children aged 3 to 6. And with
some of the difficulties Xenia had during the process, well, nowadays she wouldn't have them anymore.
At this point, I started to get frustrated because the AI kept starting over with different illustrations and wasn't making progress in the story.
At first, what Nano Banana offered wasn't exactly what we were looking for, since the letters were very small and the page number was, well, very large. Xenia started having other problems like running out of credits, which, well, didn't allow her to continue. This is something that, for example, the YouTuber doesn't mention at all, so I had to improvise to find a way to continue with the process. And this, well, meant a lot of time spent researching just to figure things out.
I tried creating the images on several different sites. The first one I used was Biglumen, which made some really nice images for me. Though it had its issues, sometimes it would swap the panda bear for another animal and each repeated image.
Xenia, for example, switched accounts and went through the whole process again, improving her prompt.
I spent a while creating panda images so I could later choose the best ones. I always had to specify.
Here, Xenia faced another challenge because having to use different accounts meant the AI generated different images that didn't match the original character. Xenia leveraged ChatGPT, so she was able to create the entire story and have ChatGPT generate the prompts for each image.
Then I moved on to Whisk, which is also part of Google's lab and is free to use.
And she made about 20 pages, but needed to look for another platform to generate the images because Nano Banana, well, didn't maintain consistency.
It keeps the character consistent and is very good at maintaining consistency. So here I was really able to make a lot of progress with the images.
She also tried Whisk within Google's lab. This one seemed to be the best fit for her needs, maintaining both consistency and the original reference. To really find the style, color, and maintain consistency without errors, Xenia told me it took her an entire day to finally get something worthwhile to use. This is quite a contrast to the minutes that the YouTuber claimed were needed just to create these books.
I spent quite a while creating and then selecting which ones I would keep, although the ones you see here I later changed again because I noticed they had a watercolor style and I wanted a Pixar 3D style which is more vibrant. So in the end, none of these images were useful to me, but by this point, what was supposed to take just a few minutes had already taken me an entire day. Finally, I had the images, but I had to start adding text to each one.
After getting the images, Zenia had to add the text to each of them, and this also turned out to be a long process. For this, the YouTuber recommended using Canva, and that's what Zenia used. Like the font type, color, size, things that could be relevant later on.
Amazon KDP for children's books, it's a square illustration. And here I started adding the images one by one and copying and pasting the story text that ChatGPT created for me. Once I found a font style I liked, it was just a matter of copying the style and applying it to the next page, and so on. Here, it really depends on each person's design skills, how you want to place the text, and so on.
Here we can see a bit of the process of how she did it. Zenia says that she spent at least 2 hours editing in Canva, a slow and tedious job, not for those who expected AI to do everything in a few minutes. Once it was finished, Zenia had no idea how to upload the book to Amazon.
Another thing the YouTuber didn't show in his video was how to upload the book to Amazon.
The YouTuber doesn't show it, so she had to watch tutorials to learn how to do it.
Well, with the book in PDF format, I thought I could just go ahead and upload it, but that wasn't the case. First, when you go to the Amazon KDP page, you find a ton of text and guidelines. They have guidelines for everything. So I started reading and following the steps on how to create the book. First, the cover was part of the body of the book, and one thing you have to do is create the template with the number of pages.
The surprise Zenia got was that the process of uploading a book to Amazon KDP is not easy at all.
So I put 24, and then I was able to download the template.
Of course, she ran into problems along the way, like not being allowed to upload 20 pages. Amazon requires there to be a minimum of 24. So again, she had to go through the same process to extend the story to 24 pages. To create the book, you also need to create the front and back cover. And this isn't so simple because Amazon has rules that must be followed.
To create the cover, you copy the template we previously downloaded from Amazon KDP into Canva and simply place the two images you created, one for the front cover and one for the back cover. You adjust the images so they sit over the text and make sure everything fits well within Amazon's guidelines. Then you download it as a flattened PDF for print.
Let me quickly tell you what information she had to fill out and what's important to indicate so you can publish your book.
Now, if we're ready to upload the book to Amazon, we have the pages in a PDF and the cover separately.
Once inside Amazon KDP, we click the yellow button to create a new title or series. Then we'll choose the book format, an ebook, paperback, hardcover, or series page. Zenia chooses paperback. Once you've chosen, they start asking you for all the details. To make sure you do it right, it's highly recommended to do it with the help of AI. I'm going to go through this process quickly, but the time you need to spend filling out each section is not insignificant. Another thing they don't tell you in the video is that to upload a book to Amazon, you need to confirm your phone number from a valid country. And this doesn't work for Cuba, nor for Venezuela, and for many countries in Latin America. So this really limits the options for countries like these. So to be able to do it, you need to have a contact who can let you create the account using their information.
Here in detail, you request a free ISBN which they give you right away, and it appears as an independent publication. Then in the print options, you choose whether you want the book in black and white or color, glossy or matte pages, premium or standard paper, bleed, etc.
Amazon also asks us whether we have used AI tools to generate the book. And I think we should be honest about it. You can preview the book before confirming. For the pricing, Zenia had to do some research because she had no idea, and honestly, neither did I. But the minimum price has to be $9.99 on Amazon. And as you can see, the royalty, which is basically what you actually earn per sale, is only $1.79. So how many books do I have to sell in 3 days to actually reach those $75? When it seemed like everything was finally ready to publish the book, Amazon still asked for more information. And the problem was that you have to do a KYC. And since Zenia isn't the owner of the account, she had to explain to her relative how to do it, and that also takes time. All right, that's it. Book finally published. And this is the final result. Not bad, right? Great job by Xenia. Very professional. And I think any child that age would be delighted to read and have this book. Honestly,
When the book was published, I went to the marketing section, and with the help of ChatGPT, I added some images that Amazon KDP calls A+ content. It's a visual extra where you can show some interior pages and what the book is about for better marketing.
then after several days, we checked the reports and I'll let you listen to their comments.
If we go to the report section, you can see that everything is at 0. It never had a sale. This is what a famous YouTuber says about selling books on KDP. He mentions that in the first few hours, that is, the first and second day, you should have some reviews, because reviews are what give the book the most social validation. He claims that Amazon KDP shows your book, and if it doesn't have sales on the first day, it's like they hide it again.
Before we get to the conclusions, it's important to clarify that this experience took place 4 or 5 months ago. Since then, AI has progressed a lot, as I mentioned to you, and what Xenia went through to be able to make the book back then, well, nowadays, it's true that it can be done much more quickly. Xenia wants to prove it to me by taking the test again on Nano Banana. And as you can see in the video, the process is indeed faster, but above all, it's much more effective and error-free. But making the book is one thing and selling it is another. However, what hasn't changed is the lack of information provided in the YouTuber's video to guide you step by step. Let's summarize what happened in this experience. Hundreds of thousands of users are watching the YouTuber's video, most likely drawn in by that clickbait image. $7,500 in 3 days selling PDFs. Who wouldn't click to watch the video, right? Let's go over the 5 steps of the process. Generate content with AI using Nano Banana, edit with Canva, optimize SEO with ChatGPT for Amazon or Etsy. Then upload the video and start selling. After that, we can scale and automate. Next, we have the problems and solutions we've encountered along the way. Several issues with editing in Canva and especially with uploading to Amazon. The video doesn't mention anything about Etsy charging fees, nor about the potential cost of getting an AI that generates images without having to worry about credit. The numbers are clear. To sell this type of book on Amazon for $10, the profit per book is only $1.79. And to generate $7,500, you need to sell 4,189 books. Do we really believe that this many have been sold in 3 days? ChatGPT opens our eyes with 3 possible scenarios to reach these figures, and none of them are realistic for 3 days. From the final conclusions, what stands out to me most is the real motivation of the video's creator. He made a video full of empty promises just to promote his course. The YouTuber is an expert in marketing smoke and mirrors. He actually achieved what he wanted, for people to watch the video and fall into the trap. A lot of money in a short time. This is the perfect promotion for a course because people watch the video, see that he made $7,500 in 3 days, which is a huge amount in very little time, and he makes it look really easy. But in the video, he doesn't give you the step-by-step details of how he does it. So you have to buy the course to find out how he does it and save yourself the work that Xenia has done. The reality is different. Xenia has spent dozens of hours to complete the book, facing many difficulties along the way. But above all, the video isn't realistic because, of course, you can create books and put them up for sale with the help of AI, but actually selling them is a whole different thing. The curious thing, which is what I showed you at the beginning, is that the YouTuber shows his statistics on Gumroad. But if he really recommends Amazon and Etsy, why doesn't he show the statistics from those 2 platforms? And why doesn't he recommend Gumroad? And then the math just doesn't add up for me because 59 euros per sale is a lot for a PDF book, isn't it? Are those figures really from the PDFs he's talking about? Honestly, I doubt it. You already saw it back in the day with my video about my experience after 8 months trying to sell products with designs created using artificial intelligence on Etsy through Printify, and it's something very similar because having your account on one of these platforms is easy, but then actually selling the products you promote is very complicated. Finally, I thought about searching for his course on Google, and honestly, it raised a lot of doubts for me. Something that works so well should have comments, reviews, I don't know, something, right? But what I find are complaints and negative comments about a very similar course called the PDF method. And honestly, to me, it just seems like more of the same. If you want us to try out any video that claims you can make money in a specific way, let us know in the comments and we'll try it out and share our experience. So we're looking forward to your comments.